Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of Eldritch Castle. I am Esper, your narrator and game master. I've decided to make this second episode pretty quickly here after the launch of the first one. I have not set any specific release schedule for Eldritch Castle because I do want it to be flexible. Sometimes it's going to be feasible for me to make videos a little bit faster. Sometimes it will be not so feasible. And sometimes maybe I want a little bit more time for you all to think about things. But I would say that at a minimum, I want one episode per week. Something I suggest is that after you watch an episode and you leave your comment or you like somebody else's comment, you should probably come back later on because maybe somebody else would have suggested an idea for the apprentice to do, and you actually like that idea better. So it's probably good to come back and check at some point later on. Another thing worth mentioning is that I do use some house rules. These are the same house rules that I use in all of my 5e D&D games. I've put a link down in the video description where you can go check out a post that explains the house rules that I use. Some of them will come up in Eldritch Castle, others won't, but it's good for you to know what's going on with those. A suggestion that I have for you all is to familiarize yourself with what the character can do. You'll see the character sheet now at the beginning and the end of all the episodes. There's a lot of different spells and options. Some of the spells the apprentice has prepared. Others are just in the spell book. For example, the ritual spells, which mainly are your divinations, those are all just in the spell book. They're not currently prepared for you to just be able to cast them with your spell slots. But you can cast the ritual spells out of your spell book without having them prepared. It doesn't take a spell slot, though you do have to spend 10 additional minutes to cast a ritual spell. And sometimes time is of the essence. But the more you can familiarize yourself with what the spells do and just the general things that are going on in the game, the more you will be able to come up with creative solutions to the different challenges and puzzles. And the last thing that I want to mention is perhaps most important of all. I would like to ask you to please share Eldritch Castle. Share it online, social media, or just share it in good old-fashioned word of mouth by showing it to your friends. I would really love for this adventure to grow and expand and get a bigger following and lead to even bigger and better things. That would be amazing. I'm not some big corporation. I'm just the guy in his home. So everything I do has to basically be like grassroots organic. So it truly does depend upon you all. And of course, you have my utmost gratitude for sharing, for watching, for liking, and for all the interacting that you're doing. It really means a lot to me. And it's so cool to know that I'm getting to run a game for everybody on my channel and also kind of for myself too. So, yeah, it's awesome. Please share. I would really appreciate that. Okay, so that's it. Let's get into episode 2, and good luck to you. You look at the castle door with its twin ever-burning sconces, pair of gargoyles, and most of all, the grotesque head topping the doorway that has bade you speak the password, or else. The note written by Zdravno says to speak the dragon's greeting with a caudal grasp on the spirit of light. Caudal is an obscure word, but you know it relates to the tail, the same way that manual relates to the hand, or pedal relates to the foot. So this cryptic instruction from your master would mean to grasp the tail of the spirit of light and to speak what you presume should be a greeting in the draconic tongue, which Zdravno himself also speaks, as it was he who taught it to you. The spirit of light. Pressed so, the first thing that you can reckon is that you should grasp the tail of one of the torches. It has everlasting light. You go up the steps, take hold of the base of the torch on the side with the smiling gargoyle, and say, "Greetings," in Draconic.
What do you think this is? A game? You have 3 choices. Speak the correct password, flee, or be reduced to smoldering ash.
The eyes of the monstrous face radiate a fiery glare, poised to release some terrific blast. Your heart pounds and your thoughts race. You quickly try to recall some helpful piece of information. First, regarding the ever-burning sconces. The magic used to create an ever-burning sconce is in fact evocation, not conjuration. It is much the same as an ever-burning torch, though requires a bit less ruby dust to create. This does not bind any sort of spirit. It is only a light effect. Though you do vaguely recall your master commenting about his studying of binding spirits, when he was speaking about some other context. You dismiss the idea that the torches have anything to do with the password. Next, you ponder, what could possibly be a spirit of light here? You almost have it. The solution seems to be right at your fingertips. You look to Lucia, who has remained by your side so far. She is Zdravno's cat and an arcane familiar. You ask her, "Do you know something about this?" Lucia appears just as nervous as you are. She hides behind you for cover, with her ears flattened back and her fur standing up. If only you had something to protect yourself with. Well, you do have something. Taking care not to address the face above the door, you mutter the words of the spell Mage Armor and pass your wand over your body. A ghostly suit of armor forms upon you, then fades into invisible force. This functions much like a suit of masterwork light armor, and is helpful in warding you against attacks, though just like a regular suit of armor, it cannot protect you from everything. Hoping and praying for the best, you quickly organize your thoughts and prepare to make your final decision at the castle door.